Several years ago, our family visited the Gifford House in Capitol Reef National Park, located in the south central Utah town of Fruita. Aside from showcasing the pioneer history of the picturesque Red Rock area, this small, historic building sold 6-inch mini fruit pies. My favorite was their strawberry rhubarb. They were 2-inch deep with a flaky crust and a delicious filling. For some reason, I was craving a mini strawberry rhubarb pie, the Gifford kind. I googled a recipe for Gifford House mini pies and found one for a crumble apple pie in a rectangular baking dish, but what I really wanted was a mini pie version. The only thing to do was to drive down to Gifford House. My husband and I figured we wouldn't be able to make the nearly 4-hour drive to Fruita for a while, so I suggested, why not make a day trip there the next April day? On the way, I worried that they might run out of pies. I'd read visitor reviews to get there as early as possible, and the earliest we could be there was 1:30. I found an article online tracing the history of these mini pies to Shirley Torgerson, whose brainchild this was to raise funds for the local historical society many years ago. Thanks to Google, I found her number and called it. The person who answered was her daughter-in-law. Shortly, her husband Shirley's son came on the phone. I explained that I wanted to make sure that we could get pies as we were making a long drive. Could they help connect us to someone who can set some aside for us and maybe even get us the recipe? The son kindly gave me numbers for Caesar, the patriarch of the family who has helped make the pie filling for years, and the owner of the Broken Spur restaurant where the pies are assembled. The owner didn't answer, but Caesar did. He said all the pies had already been delivered to Gifford House. He then gave me the number for the general manager of Broken Spur, Travis. Travis assured me that the cinnamon rolls are the ones that usually go pretty early with its smaller stock, as it doesn't keep well overnight. I then begged, if he could give me the recipe for their pie. For luck of timing, they had just recently broken down the recipe to smaller amounts for a cookbook they will be producing in the near future, and he said he'd be happy to email me the ingredient list. I was over the moon. Following signs to Gifford House, we drove into the parking lot. Families enjoyed the beautiful spring weather at picnic tables. The small main building stood a stone's throw away from a pasture where 2 horses grazed near a barn against the breathtaking backdrop of Red Rock cliffs. With anxious steps, I made my way inside the small rustic building. The shelves were filled with locally made jams and honeys, history books, kitchenware, cinnamon rolls, and of course, pies. There were still some pies in the glass cabinet. I picked a strawberry rhubarb to eat there. Drew picked peach. I got additional peach, apple, and mixed berry pies to freeze and to compare with my Gifford pie attempts in the future. At the last minute, I also got a cinnamon roll, which is a fluffy, soft pillow of sweet goodness. But the pie, oh, the pie, it was every bit delicious as I had remembered it from before. It was well worth the 4-hour drive. Drew and I hiked around the Capitol Reef National Park until dinner time, when we made our way to Broken Spur for a delicious meal of steak and ribs. I asked for their general manager, Travis, who had given me the pie recipes earlier, and he came to our table. I told him who I was, thanked him profusely, and he gave me pie baking pointers. Don't overhandle the dough, use shortening instead of butter, and then he wished me happy baking. Watch for another installment of me trying out the Gifford House pie recipes. Till next time.